to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your family's tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTS housing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
You can't buy a best friend. You can love them, walk them, pet them, and care for them, whether they want you to or not. You can take a picture or 50. You can fly to the moon, travel the world, or just stay in bed. You can't buy a best friend like that, but you can adopt one. There are millions of pets waiting for a best friend just like you. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way, improving lives so everyone can thrive. Where more people can gain access to healthcare and nutritious food for their tables. Where more community members can benefit from financial education and get connected to local resources for housing support. And where children are given more chances to reach their full potential. Community is where we find our strength and where we share our hope. United is the way. Visit unitedway.org.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Milwaukee Black Talk lives here on 101.7 FM and 1510 AM, W269DL Milwaukee, and WGKB Waukesha.
Yes. Welcome back to the Grapevine. I'm your host, Manan Sabir, and we are back in the building. I'm so happy to be here. We are, man, this has been a lot, man. Coming in, coming out. I had to run and grab a little coffee. So Milwaukee, let me ask you something before we even get started. Who owns the dirt under your feet? Not the deed, not the paperwork, but who actually controls whether that dirt grows something that feeds your family or sits empty while you drive 20 minutes for a bag of lettuce? 20 minutes, though. Imagine that. Like leaving your house and you say, or you waking up and you saying, man, you know what? I need to go grocery shopping. Need to get this bag of lettuce. And then all of a sudden you recognize that the drive is not what it seems. It's man, it's a ways away. So you're trying to get that bag of lettuce for that soiree that you're about to host at your house. You got the gold line cups, all of that, and then you have to drive 20 minutes for that bag of lettuce. Drive through traffic, Milwaukee traffic at that. So today, that's the whole show. Same question, different scales. And we're starting at the grocery aisle. I'm picking up this topic again. Mayor Mamdani up in New York City is opening up a city-owned grocery stores. One in particular, they're getting started in East Harlem, and it's government backed. It's lower prices, no corporate markup, and I'm gonna try to show you how cities do it. Cities smaller than us, cheaper than us, less resourced than us. Because we got some resources here in Milwaukee. And they're already doing this right here. Madison, 60 minutes away from about an hour from us. Up the road, already riding their lease. Then we going backwards, back up into our own Wisconsin dirt. Because before there was a Milwaukee food desert, there was a black farming settlement in this state with 150 families feeding themselves off of co-op and calloused hands. Co-op and callous hands. They were bartering, using a lot of barter systems to feed each other. And that history is buried. And today we're going to dig it up. We're going to dig it up. We got to dig it up. I think there's also a community. Did y'all know that there was a community? Milwaukee has a community we had a community in the 30s that owned a lake and also lake houses around that community in the 30s. I forgot the name of I think it's called Lake Ivanhoe. So if you know about Lake Ivanhoe is in, Lake Ivanhoe, Wisconsin. No. Yep. I think it's Wisconsin. Yeah. Yep. So it was Lake Ivanhoe. It's in Walworth County, located 5 miles east of Lake Geneva. It's historically significant as the first black-founded resort community in the state, established in 1926 by middle-class, we're still using that class thing, but middle-class African-American families seeking a safe vacation haven away from segregation. Yep. Founded by Chicagoans Jeremiah Brumfield, Frank Anglin, and Bradford Watson, the community served as a Midwestern mecca for black vacationers. It previously boasted a music pavilion where legendary artists like Cab Calloway performed. Today, the area features street names honoring famous African-American figures and has been officially recognized with the Wisconsin Historical Society marker. Man, this is fantastic. It was black-owned, black-founded. It was a resort community, and it was a safe haven for black families who could vacation and who could afford a vacation and enjoy the outdoors, free from the Jim Crow discrimination. So this is, if we're gonna talk about black farming, we can also talk about how black land ownership is a part of this particular system. It is. If you look at how we wanted to not be restricted by living in sundown towns, we had to seek out places. We had to seek out places in, like what we did in Wisconsin, and build out what we need to build out in order for us not to be discriminated against. I love that. And then we're crossing some sad news real quick, because we got to hold Jade Reiser's name in our mouths before anything else today. 9 years old, gone. We're going to talk about that with the respect it deserves. This is not the end of this particular conversation nor topic. And then we're going to cross an entire ocean. We're going to talk about Burkina Faso, what they just told France, their old colonizers. They told them to get out. And I want Milwaukee asking today, what would it look like if we said to whatever's been colonizing our opportunity in this city, land, legacy, liberation, same rope, 3 different knots. We need to pull on it together. This is the own the land, own the plate segment. We have to own the land, and we gotta own the plate. The moment we start, we can't just ask for equality. We have to build the equity also. Let's build our own table. That's how we even the competition, because one group made it a competition, and we have to even the playing field by equity. So before anything else, I need to say a name. Jade Riser, 9 years old, shot July 2nd near Burleigh and Richards on the north side of Milwaukee. She passed away days later from her injuries. And man, her mother described her as bright, creative, loved painting her nails, making TikToks, dancing, doing stuff with her sisters, just a regular 9-year-old. Like whatever a 9-year-old can do, being 9 years old, a 9-year-old little girl, she does. That's who she was, like 9 years old. So doing regular 9-year-old things until she wasn't safe from doing 9-year-old things. So no arrests have been made. The investigation is still pending. If you guys know anything, and people know stuff, people talk. If you know anything, this literally is the age of over communication. So somebody knows something. Talk to the Crime Stoppers, talk to the MPD, talk straight up. It's okay. Talk. You can do an anonymous tip, send a kite through from a pigeon, whatever you got to do. Give that person up. That person does not need, whoever it is, that person does not need to be on the streets. And they also we need to hear from them. Yo, we need to hear from you. Not on the radio, but at the police station. We got to hear from you. Turn yourself in. She's the 4th young gunshot victim this city has seen in recent weeks or a couple of months. She's the 4th one, Jade Riser. So that's not one tragedy. That's a pattern. And we owe her our conversation around this. We owe her our spirit. Don't just our spirit to help her. We owe her more shows and the rest of the young kids that have been killed by senseless acts of violence. We owe her family. We owe her sisters. We owe her mother, her dad. And as we move through the rest of this show, we want to carry her with us. We do not want to leave her behind. We have a young girl who was killed by someone who was reckless. Reckless. Like out of order. And they are on the streets somewhere in wherever, and they don't need to be on the streets. Man, I'm livid, and I'm trying to contain myself I'm real livid. Because these dudes run around with guns, weapons of mass destruction, don't know where they are shooting aiming there's these bullets. We don't know the situation. Definitely could have been whatever, anything. But you're taking out a young life that don't even know you, and you don't know that person. Turn yourself in. Just let it go. Like, own up to it. That's your level. If you got a high level of accountability as a thug, as a gun-toting, whatever you are, whatever you want to call yourself. If you want to call yourself that, call it what it is. But be it. If you a gangster, be a gangster. Turn yourself in. Own up to it. I did it. Say it. But you run. Man. Straight up. Running. But you don't run from no fight. Man. When we come back, we're going to keep her name. We're going to keep Jade Riser's name in our spirits and our hearts. We'll come back. We're going to talk about the city-owned groceries and Wisconsin's buried legacy when we come back in 2.
Are people around me safe when I vape? Science does not support that belief. Exhaled vape emissions linger in the air, affecting indoor air quality and bystanders in the same space through secondhand exposure. Vaping emissions can also accumulate on clothes, hair, dust, and furniture, leading to exposure risks to bystanders of all ages. And vaping around a pregnant person can lead to serious health impacts on fetal and childhood development. Enough with the puff. Learn more at ul.org/vaping.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
When I met both of them, it was like my missing pieces were found. Like it was just like an instant, these are my kids. If you're considering adopting a teen, just do it. Kids need families. I don't care the age, everybody deserves a family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Grapevine. Welcome back to the Grapevine. And we're talking about city-owned grocery stores and Wisconsin buried legacy. That's right. I'm your host, Manan Sabir. You're on the award-winning Truth 101.7 Radio. And before we begin, I'm going to remind y'all to take Jade Riser, 9-year-old, shot in Milwaukee on July 7th. Take her, keep her in your spirit, your prayers. She was shot and killed, and we need to pass the word along to bring the person who shot this little girl. We need to bring that person to justice, straight up. That person does not need to be on the street at all. Not one bit of that person needs to be anywhere near the street. So if we are going to do anything else before we begin, say a prayer for that young little girl, 9 years old. Last thing she told her sister was something is wrong. So she's hurt. This needs to stop. This needs to stop. Shout out to Reggie and David, Reggie Moore, David Muhammad. Y'all putting in that work. Shout out to you guys. David Muhammad just organized pop-ups. We got the interrupters on the street. Man, Milwaukee just got a 30% crime reduction. So we're doing the work. The work is going on. The work is happening, taking people off the streets. People are getting employed in many different forms, and through many different employers. They're becoming employees. People are coming off the streets. Drugs are stopping a little bit. So it's happening, but we got to keep on going. This type of stuff has to stop. If you are a friend of whoever, if you are a friend of this person, whoever did this thing, turn that person in. Straight up. Turn them in. I don't believe in when, especially this. Snitches get stitches and all that other good, those quotes, that got to stop. That has to stop. If you're going to do anything, if it's your brother, if it's your son, if it's your nephew, whoever it is, I don't even know if it's a dude anymore. Girl shooting too. Turn that person in. Shout out to Muhib. Shout out to Kwa. Y'all are putting in the work. Shout out to Ajamu. Everybody. Shout out to all the ladies. Everybody who's putting in the work. TLE. Everybody. Shout out to everybody who's putting in the work in this community. You guys are blessed, highly favored, and we need to continue to highlight you all, but also this work needs to continue. We can't stop. 9-year-old Jade Riser. This gotta be like, here's what I think. Honestly, if y'all got a beef, I need somebody to take a bus. Take a bus and outfit the bus, or a Mack truck, put some lights in the Mack truck, pad the Mack truck. If y'all got a beef, put this beef in, like, it should be a mobile beef truck. Like, it should be a mobile beef truck. So if somebody got a beef, this truck pulls up, these people put on some gloves, they put on a helmet, and they fight it out. If you got a beef, just fight it out. That's what we used to do. That's what we used to do. We used to fight it out. If you got a beef, put the gloves on. You ain't got to go to the King Center. I'm not saying not. Shout out to the King Center too. Shout out to all the facilities. But if you have a beef, just let the gloves handle it right there in the mobile beef truck. We don't need no. We got one guy about 6'6", 300 pounds. He UFC dude, whatever boxer, he's the ref. And these, people can fight like wet noodles inside the mobile beef truck. And then the beef is over. And then if they want to fight again, if people talking, they do it again. Closed doors, nobody invited, they just fight. Because this type of work is what the kids say, diabolical. You crashing out over rumors or whatever. You got to stop. You have to stop. I'm getting tired of it. Everybody in Milwaukee is tired of it. This is where we going. I got to switch topics, man. All right, let's get into it. So Mayor Mamdani, the New York mayor, he has a plan. He has a plan. And this all ties in. Before I go into this plan, I talked to one of my relatives. I asked one of my relatives, this is the crazy part. I asked one of my relatives, like, why is he doing whatever he was doing on the street? We walking through a grocery store, and he says that I'm hungry out here. I'm like, how you hungry when I'm buying groceries for you? He was like, not that type of hungry. He was like, I'm hungry, like trying to make something, trying to do something, and I couldn't wrap my head around it for a really long time, but I understand. But it ain't that much hunger in the world to take somebody's life. And I'm not saying this relative did this a long time ago. I'm saying somebody's relative did, and you got to take that person off the street. That's all I got to say. But according to these groceries, if you are hungry, if you putting in the wrong foods in your body, things will mess up in your head. That's your body brain connection is closely related. If your body ain't working correctly, your brain ain't working. Your brain ain't working correctly, your body's not going to work. So Mayor Mamdani in New York City, here's exactly how his plan works. And I'm not going to oversimplify it. The city owns the land. Because y'all remember that all these grocery stores closed down here in Milwaukee. This is what they're doing. The city owns the land. They waive the rent. They waive property taxes. A private operator runs the day-to-day operations, but they're locked in by contract. And they have to pass those savings. They pass those savings straight to you on basic groceries, eggs, bread, you name it, basic groceries, whatever they are. So they're cheaper on purpose. Now is that government owned or government subsidized? Semantics, they kind of matter here. But less than this, their first store in the Bronx opens up in 2027. Their second store is slated to open up in East Harlem. That's years from now, a couple years from now, in the richest city in the country with a real budget behind it. It's a slow rollout. It's a real slow rollout. It's a really slow rollout. However, it is working. It is, for them, it works. Even when the will is there, it's going to work for them. So where would a city-backed grocery store need to go first in Milwaukee to actually matter? Not symbolically, actually matter. Actually change somebody's Tuesday. The phone line's open because I want to know, where would you put the first city-owned grocery store? Now, we don't have the same budget as New York, but we could have the same budget. I don't know. I want to know, where would the first city-owned grocery store go? Where would it go? We need to find out. Y'all got the answers. I ain't got the answers. I'm gonna try to lead the charge, but y'all got the answers. The power is with the community, because y'all can make something happen. It ain't just with voting. Y'all need to make it happen. 833-212-1017. 833-212-1017. We do not have enough grocery stores. Y'all think about it. Not everybody. We do not have enough grocery stores. Straight up. 833-212-1017. You can text us. You can call us. Even wherever you are, every city is featuring the decapitation, the decapitalization, the disinvestment of grocery stores in their neighborhoods. This is very, very serious. And we're going to tackle it in two when we come back on the Grapevine. Let's pick these grapes.
Are you looking for a place to shop that offers a fair market price? Or how about a place that is clean with a friendly atmosphere, has been recently remodeled? You need to visit Century Food Store on 92nd and Lisbon Avenue. They offer a wide variety of grocery items, meats, and fresh vegetables at a fair market price. And don't forget the hot food section, which offers soul food, Indian, and Mexican foods. So what you waiting for? You can also order groceries through DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Instacart, or stop by Century Foods at 92nd and Lisbon Avenue today.
Natural gas is a clean, reliable, and convenient source of energy delivered directly to you through underground pipelines. The pipeline system has an excellent safety record, but there are clues that can help you identify a potential hazard. If you smell the strong odor of rotten eggs, hear an unusual hissing sound, or see blowing dirt or debris, it could be a natural gas leak. Leave the area immediately and call We Energies at 800-261-5325.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You didn't think we can do it again? Twister, Kanye West, from Pope Pippin to poppin' tags, from champions to slow jamming. Oh baby, we can even make you an overnight celebrity. Know what I'm saying? Come on, play something easy.
Yep. Yes. Welcome back. And we're talking about right now, Jade Riser. Keep her in your memory and your prayers. Young girl killed in Milwaukee on Richards Street, July 2nd. Keep her in your prayers. We're going to continue to name her throughout the show because she deserves our prayers, our love. And her family deserves our prayer and our love. Matter of fact, they're looking for funds to make sure that they are able to survive this tragic time. So if you can reach out to them, I don't know where to find them, but man, somebody can call in and let us know where we can find them, man. I will be more than happy to drop the information right here on the radio so it can live at least for a number of years. So I'm excited because we're also talking about grocery stores. We're continuing the conversation from yesterday. I think that this is a great time to talk about it, especially during the summertime, because we're going to go into, especially in Wisconsin, we're going to go into colder months in another 3 months, and we need to figure this thing out eventually. We need to figure out where are we going to put grocery stores. Hey, Zach, can we pull up that clip real quick?
In New York City, Mayor-elect and Bowdoin College grad Zohran Mamdani is proposing a plan to open 5 city-owned grocery stores. The idea is to lower cost for people with limited access to supermarkets. As Lee Waldman reports, while this concept might sound novel, it has been done before.
It's being pitched as a pilot
So I think the idea is that it'll be tested, and then if it works, it might be expanded.
Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani has proposed launching city-owned grocery stores as a way to tackle New York City's affordability crisis, one in every borough. Professor Nevin Cohen of the Urban Food Policy Institute at the City University of New York explains military personnel, their families, and some veterans already shop at publicly owned grocery stores.
Actually, Donald Trump runs 240 public supermarkets across the world at military bases. The Department of Defense in North America has 177 public grocery stores that are operating. Those public markets that the Defense Department runs can sell food at prices 15 to 25% below market.
Critics of the plan say that it would create an uneven playing field for privately owned and operated grocery stores. In a statement, the CEO of the Food Industry Alliance of New York said, quote, "This proposal seemingly could use taxes paid by businesses and use that money to compete against said business, which is an alarming precedent to set." Cohen isn't moved and thinks Mamdani's plan could serve as a model for other cities.
I think that's complete hyperbole. New York isn't the only city with a large percentage of its population food insecure and high costs of living, rent, childcare, transportation. And I think other cities will look to New York as a model.
In New York, I'm Lee Waldman.
Right on. Thank you, Zach. Listen, it's not foolproof, but as you see, Donald Trump has an investment in public or in privately owned. He's privately owning military grocery stores.
I love the poorly educated.
I love it. He loves the poorly educated. Y'all don't know this dude has his hands in everything. In everything. And people, I bet you people didn't even know that he owned grocery stores. The guy owns more grocery stores than some of the mainstream people. Some of the mainstream folks. He 220 some grocery stores he owns. Man. And they're offering discounts to military families. He knows where the money is. He's chasing the money. And we don't have to necessarily chase him. We can cut the bull off at the horns. We can cut it short. We can do this ourselves. So Mayor Mamdani, shout out to you. Thank you for doing that. We're gonna keep this alive. We have operators that are willing to operate, even if we could do it. Where will we put it? And so that was the question I ventured off into before we went to break. And so I'm gonna hit the chat real quick. And Baybar says they have a city of millions of people. Milwaukee's too small to cover that unless the whole state is going to pay the taxes. Well, welcome to the whole state paying the taxes. Thanks. Cover that budget. Looney said the old Capitol Court. Baybar said 35th and Viper should be the first store. I think that's north side somewhere near Silver Spring area. Ish. Looney 504 said, "Isn't Northridge Mall still vacant?" Yes. Baybar said second store, 7th and Atkinson. Yep. So what? It could be anywhere. Like, it doesn't have to be a large grocery store, right? It could be a smaller. These stores can be smaller. They don't have to be really huge grocery stores. Listen. This is not rocket science. 35th and Valete. Baybar says 35th and Valete. Yep. So this is not rocket science. This is all a part of a. I don't know why I said Viper either. All this is a part of a plan. All this is a part of a plan. We have to fight food apartheid. It's not called food deserts. We don't have food deserts in Milwaukee. In most cities, there's not food deserts. We're being discriminated against in the city by a systematic disinvestment and bad policy making and segregation. That's what food apartheid is. We're destroying cities bit by bit. bit by bit. You start taking out the food. You take out the food. And now the gas prices are going to go up. The gas prices are going to go up. If they haven't gone up already, they're probably on their way. In about 5 to 8 days, 4 to 7 days, gas prices are going up. So now you got to spend $10, put in a tank for 2 gallons to get to, or a gallon and a half to get to a grocery store that's made just for you, Woodman's, Far Out, Oak Creek, or on the Waukesha border. Yes. Why don't we just have little old grocery stores? This small grocery stores, city owned property, because the city of Milwaukee and every city owns city owned property. You can let those properties go, drop for like $100. Come on, move in for $100. We remodel it for however much money, and then we use that as a tax write-off. I don't know how this city government comptroller would be like, man, what are we using a tax write-off for? But tax write-off. And then we move an operator in, and that operator reports back to the city. Plain and simple. Just like how Donald Trump is doing it. Same exact thing. Donald Trump owns 200 plus. They're privately owned military grocery stores offering basically 20% off the groceries. Foul. Welcome to America. Welcome to America, where being the president wins. If you're the president, you winning. Phone lines open. I want real neighborhoods, real corners. And where's the money coming from? New York's using capital budget dollars. They're trimming other subsidies to fund it. What's Milwaukee's version of found money? TIF districts, county health funding, a philanthropic partner willing to put up real dollars to feed people, because people are going to go hungry. You can't just rely on Feeding America and some of these other places, because they're businesses also, but they're doing great work. But we need also grocery stores so people can have a choice in the service. And bigger than that, is a grocery store a basic right, like water service? A government's job to guarantee? Or am I overreaching into like private business? Winky Blue. What's up?
Hey, so what are you suggesting? You suggesting that the government or counties and cities of these states open up grocery stores like Mandani is trying to do, and they supply the store, and they supply the store, they keep the store supplied, and they're basically the proprietors of their store. Is that what you're suggesting, man?
I'm not. So first, I was reporting that Mayor Mamdani he had the same problem.
Hey man, Mayor Mamdani stuff is just go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. So
listen, man.
So they have.
See, all of you young people don't understand this, man. You put the government hand in it, then they start telling you what you can and cannot buy. Mm-hmm. They're already dictating the kind of food we should eat, and the food that they're suggesting that's supposed to be healthy is depleted of all nutrients. I mean, the vegetables that they selling us in these stores and giving to our kids in school are insufficient, man, in nutrients, man.
That's right.
Because the seeds are radiant. I don't care even if they radiated. I don't care even if they say that it's organic. If it's not grown from an heirloom seed, then that means that the seed is probably some kind of genetic
genetically modified organism, right?
One time.
Yeah.
I can't take that ear of corn and put it in my windowsill, let it dry out, and then next spring grow corn. It won't produce.
So what I'm saying,
it's set up that way unless you find yourself a reproducing seed like an heirloom seed, which the government is trying to wipe out. So they sell us all of these ideas. We're giving you the best nutrients. Hey man, it's all trash.
So
okay?
here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying, Winky Blue.
Winky
Blue. Let me tell you. Here's what I'm saying. They have 52 grocery stores in New York. I don't know if you've ever been to New York, but like they have 52 large grocery stores. Sometimes some of their grocery stores are double decker or they're larger.
I've been there, brother. I've been there.
Okay. Yeah. So like some of their grocery stores are really large. Ours are one level, but I'm just talking about the size, right? So we had about 8 closed down. We already know this. We know the story. What he's suggesting is that the city owns the grocery store. So what they're doing is they're waiving all the property taxes, they're waiving the rent, and they're putting a owner operator of that particular business inside of their building. So they own the building and the land. The city owns the building and the land. The owner operator can be a privately owned operator that reports basically back to the city and also the community. And then they monitor the finances of that particular owner operator.
Why would you want somebody in your business if you're the proprietor and you putting the money?
Right.
Are they stocking the store, or
the proprietor will sign up for this particular assignment? It doesn't mean that they're putting somebody in there.
He's going to oversee my income that I'm coming. We already got the IRS and everybody else breathing down our back, man.
They're overseeing are the savings.
Overseeing the savings. What do you mean?
Yes. So, as a business owner, I'm pretty sure you own a business. I have owned a business, but they're overseeing the savings that are passed down to the consumer. So, if you are a consumer of a grocery store, Pick and Save. Let's say Pick and Save, right? You've been to Pick and Save, of course, and if you own Pick and Save as the owner, you are paying property taxes. You're paying all these other overhead
That's all
costs.
a part of business. That's what keeps it.
Exactly.
That's what keeps the city going, brother. That's what keeps your 911 going. That's what keeps supposedly your school boards running.
Possibly.
That's what subsidized some of the big buildings and some of the big factories around the city. I mean, that's what we pay. We pay for our garbage disposal. I mean, we pay. We got to pay. If you can't afford to pay something, then you should not be a homeowner or a business owner. Just to pick up your trash. Some of our trash is just so egregious that to spend $180 a month on your taxes, $200 a month on your taxes, just to pick up your doggone trash, man.
But if you don't have 8, you're right. So if you don't have 8 grocery stores in your community, nobody's getting paid, and nobody's being fed. So in order to replace that area, you have to put something in where somebody is benefiting. And who has to benefit in that particular community if nothing is being done? Like there's nobody
in our
getting paid.
situation, in our case, your mayor could have come in and offered some kind of tax incentives for Walmart leaving. For at least sit down and try to negotiate to keep jobs there in the community.
And that's a what if. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, but it didn't happen. But you're suggesting that the government come in, stick his hand in, and you know what they'll do for people that get those Quest cards, or what do you call it, those SNAP benefits. Mm-hmm. You know what they're doing? They're already trying to do it. They will tell them people what they can and cannot buy.
Right.
They will tell them people when they can and cannot shop.
I want you to stay on the line because I want to hear some more of what you got going on. We're going to continue this conversation. We're going to take a break, okay? Stay on the line.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
For 250 years, our armed forces have bravely served America, Wounded Warrior Project honors that legacy by supporting post-9/11 service members and veterans like Anthony, a Marine who was injured by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan.
They carried me through my injuries, not just my physical, but my mental. And seeing other vets doing the same thing helped me tell myself, hey, you can do this.
Join us in honoring warriors at woundedwarriorproject.org/America.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds, about as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables, roll up your windows, don't leave your car running unattended, lock your doors, and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, also call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes, rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jackamick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jackamick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Mother, there's too many of you crying.
Winky Blue, we back, man.
Yeah, hello?
Winky Blue. So what do you suggest we do? What's your how you doing? What's your suggestion? What do we do as a city to? I want to hear it before we move on.
When you get ready to open up, when you're talking about a chain, a grocery store chain, you're not talking about some little corner store stuff, right?
Well, that's what I was about to get into before we took the call, right? So it can be anything.
Well, the thing is in most major inner cities, they'll scream out the word saturated. The area is saturated. We don't want any more of those. We don't want any of that in our community. We don't want any more little corner stores feeding our kids junk food and all of that. And it's your aldermen, our aldermen, black ones, that we send the city off every day all across the country. And they put us out of business and they allow other people to come in and get our economy. I mean, that's a part of our economy. You know, that's our money that we're spending. And guess what, brother? They'll shut you down. They won't let you operate. They'll let somebody else come in and get that revenue. And they don't even know that that's the power of the people. That money, when you got 25 grocery stores, first of all, we only got about 20 real food chain, black-owned grocery stores in this country. And it's probably, we only got about, 200? I think we only got 20, maybe, man, I had the statistics down pat. We only got a few gas stations, and it's 150,000 gas stations. I bet you we ain't got but 200 of them. That's across the whole country. Mm-hmm. When it comes down to your little grocery stores, that the statistics on that is kind of blurry because, you know, it's a small chain. But when you go to full chain grocery stores, you probably got 20 across the whole country.
But what real quick, give me 30 seconds. Then I got to take this next caller. Tell me what in your 30-second view, what should we do?
Yes, my 30 seconds view is renege, push back against any of that kind of foolishness. It's all government they want to regulate us and they want to run things and they want to communist. They really want to communist. The people that's pushing this is not even from our country. They flee from countries that put that kind of stuff on them, and they over here bringing it to us. Please run from it. When you see it coming, vote against them. Vote them out. Don't beat them in the primary. Don't even let them people in talking that foolish talk.
Okay, 15 seconds. How do we bring groceries back to Milwaukee?
Open the doors up. Talk to your city hall. If you're talking about a big chain,
not even big chain. Lead the big chains out. Lead the big chains out.
What'd you say?
Lead the big chains out. How do we bring groceries back to the city of Milwaukee? Give me 15 seconds. Give me your
grocery stores, brother. It's a conglomerate, and what you have to do is you have to put dollars together and make it happen. Other than that, we run in this false narrative in our communities being entrepreneur, and we think entrepreneurism is just a one-man show. In some cases, it can be. But when you're really finna do something, it's a conglomerate of people, and that's what you got to do, man. So we is where we at, man. And I appreciate it.
Man, appreciate you too, Winky. Hey, look, you're a good brother. Thank you so much. Al, what's up?
Well, my thing is, if your president wasn't so busy being a trick baby to other countries, maybe y'all could do something. Because it's supposed to be America first,
baby.
not Israel first or Argentina. You know, come on now. He's giving all the money away like he's a trick. Okay? Now, if you want stuff to change in your neighborhood, y'all got enough liquor stores and enough churches that, thou Father, forgive me for I have sinned. For the 30% y'all taking in every Sunday, maybe all them meat missiles can come together and put a grocery store together in the name of Jesus Christ or whoever y'all choose to follow. And a lot of this stuff we wouldn't be going through if you stop calling your neighborhood hoods and stop stealing from where you sugar honey iced tea at. We don't talk about that neither. And the other thing I don't appreciate when it comes to black people, they make us look like we the help. And we're not the help, and we're not the bottom feeders. So I'm going to put that out there right now. See, every time they think it's something free, they want to put a black face on it. Do you put them blue-eyed white people face on it for free? Because I don't appreciate it. Okay, every time it comes to black people, well, we're gonna give them some food or something. First of all, black people are smart, bright, and intelligent, and if some of them got off their ass and went to work and stopped urinating them babies out, we wouldn't be at the bottom.
Al, what grocery store do you shop at?
I don't shop at nothing in the inner city. I tell you that.
But which one do you outside of the city do you shop at?
A grocery store.
I mean, which one? Which one? Just give me like
a grocery store. It ain't no pick and save. A grocery store.
No. I'm saying like, give me the first letter. You don't have to say it. We ain't trying to.
Okay, I go to C-Max. Put it like that.
Okay, gotcha.
But look at your inner city grocery stores.
Right.
Look at how they run.
Mm-hmm.
They're dirty. They on the telephone. They don't give a capital F-U-C. You can say the other letter that comes after G. Mm-hmm. So why would your grocery stores last? You're fighting in a parking lot. There's garbage everywhere. You only got one line open. Look at the shelves. You got to take pride where you work at. Your management is just as good as the toilet paper that goes down your rectum.
Oh man!
Why is that? Why is it when it comes to us? Why is it when it comes to us, everything got to be so low vibration in the bottom of the barrel? Your grandmothers and mothers didn't live by that. Well, I take that back to some of them are getting the check and they feel that, the 673 in this hood is okay. But a lot of y'all grandmamas didn't live by that. And some of your grandfathers came down here with no education, and they knew how to take care of their family. They knew how to go to work, and they wasn't sitting there waiting for no 673 and letting somebody nut inside them so they can get an extra $300 on a goddamn check.
Man, you know what? You brought up a really good point. My grandfather came here from the South. Thank you, Al. My grandfather came here from the South, and he knew what to do. Them people knew what to do. What I'm saying, even to Winky and Al, is what are we going to do about the closing of these grocery stores? We got high gas prices about to come down the pipeline. America's bombing the ports of the port cities in Iran, so they done close the oil ports, close the strait, both straits. The oil is about to run out. Oil is about to run out in America. I'm not trying to ruffle any feathers. That's just my opinion. But from what statistics say, this is what's pretty much coming down the pipeline. How are we going to overcome this particular issue? This particular issue from going from your house to the grocery store and you ain't got no gas. And you need to go to the grocery store regularly because you got 4 or 5, 6 kids or 4 or 5 people in the house. We come back, we're going to take some more callers after this break. Stay tuned, don't go to the grocery store yet, but we'll be back in 2, 3.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
'Cause remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative, and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
You can't buy a best friend. You can love them, walk them, pet them, and care for them, whether they want you to or not. You can take a picture or 50. You can fly to the moon, travel the world, or just stay in bed. You can't buy a best friend like that, but you can adopt one. There are millions of pets waiting for a best friend just like you. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
Milwaukee Black Talk lives here on 101.7 FM and 1510 AM, W269DL Milwaukee, and WGKB Waukesha.
They say I'm crazy, the way you got me open, baby. Ooh.
Yes, welcome back. Last hour of the Grapevine, and we continue to cook these grapes. We cooking the grapes. We ain't just picking them, we cooking them now. We fire. Winky Blue and Al were on fire today. We talking about grocery stores. We can continue this topic because we got a lot more to talk about. People going hungry, man. People, they gotta travel to eat. Travel. Get on the Uber, get on the bus. Ask for a ride, get in their cars, go across town. You should always have a grocery store. This is America. You should always have a grocery store about 3 to 4 blocks away from you. At the very least, 7 to 10. Gotta be. And we're losing the grocery stores left and right in many parts of the city. So and they're moving. They're conglomerates. They're out of here. They're disinvesting into the neighborhoods in which people have shopped with them for a long period of time. They have not said anything helpful. The caller, how you doing? The caller.
I'm doing awesome today.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Doing awesome today, and since this is 101.7 The Truth, anytime I hear a lie, I have to call them out.
Mm-hmm.
So you had a person who, you know how they say, liar, liar, pants on fire?
Oh, dude.
And that's Brother Winky.
Okay.
And we love him. He's entertaining, but he is a person with a certain point of view, which, in my opinion, and some facts I could use to support, is a Confederate sympathizer. And the reason I say that is when you will get on the radio and talk about aldermen as if they have impact or choose immigrants, which is a federal issue, then you're already starting with a very faulty premise. Because we don't have aldermen in Milwaukee who decided to let thousands of Afrikaners, which are white South Africans, who stole land from Nelson Mandela and the people of South Africa, and now are claiming victimhood, just like a lot of white supremacists here who claimed victimhood in Wisconsin because black children were or black high school graduates were being let into colleges that they were denied for centuries due to DEI and affirmative action. Mr. Winky is against all of those things, so therefore you cannot be for our community if you're not for our young people being educated and not willing to speak against a fascist regime who is anti-education, anti-black history, and he will never do that, which is why he went on the radio a few days ago saying he's supporting Tom Tiffany, and if you do your research, you'll know where he stands on many of the issues I speak of.
Oh, yeah.
So when it comes to feeding the community, big chains that Winky talked about, that he encouraged you and to call aldermen to try to reattract, are exactly what Pick and Save is. Pick and Save and Walgreens are part of the big chains that during the pandemic price gouged the whole world.
And then they left.
And they continue to keep those prices up in the places where they have those stores, even though the pandemic ended 6 years ago.
Yeah.
So, or 5 years ago at this point. So for Mr. Blue, who otherwise is an intelligent brother, to pretend that he's ignorant enough to not know all these things, and, you know, if this was a Democrat, I would, as a person who votes Democrat, I would call them out on their racism because both sides are racist. But a MAGA grifter cannot do that because they'll be ostracized like Marjorie Taylor Greene. And so he knows he better not, and that's the behavior that Mr. Farrakhan calls a slave. So I am very sorry, and I've tried over the years that I've been calling in to encourage him to stand on his own 2 feet, stand on the principles of Commander McGee and Howard Fuller, and really love our community and not grift and try to part his hair down the middle.
So you're saying don't hate the skin you in. I think Malcolm X had a speech about that. Hating the skin that you in.
Kinfolk not being kinfolk.
All the kinfolk not being kinfolk. So what would you do? What would be your? So a lot of these areas are now food apartheid based areas. Milwaukee is in a state of emergency. Milwaukee is a classified state of emergency food apartheid designated city. So,
and what's happening in New York is working, right?
What's happening in New York is the vision is working. They're going to open up their first city-owned grocery store in New York. They have one already opened in Atlanta called Azalea Fresh Market. It's a city-supported grocery store through a public and private partnership, whatever that is. You can imagine what that is. In a neighborhood that it went decades without it, and I don't know if you've ever been to Azalea Fresh Market. It's pretty cool. In a neighborhood that's gone decades without a supermarket, like decades, And now people are.
And what is the
shopping.
response of the community there, brother?
Oh, they love it. They love it. I know.
Okay.
I know. I did.
And and so Atlanta has been the blueprint for cities which will, most of the time be predominantly black. And so you will have black elected officials who do what they can at a local level. But for our brother, again, I have to talk about his comments, to act as if the state legislature in every state does not have impact on what mayors and aldermen can do is asinine. And I think your listening audience is smart enough to, I always call him out on it, and he knows I'm going to call Al will probably call
right back.
Then I'm going to call right after that to correct his lies.
Yeah.
Because you have to fact check lies, especially on a station that's called The Truth. And he got on the radio, he didn't tell the truth, and he tried to hide what his real truth is, and that is he will support anything that this man who sent ICE into cities to kill people says, and he will never go against, I guess the Confederates always wore gray, the Confederate uniform of red. He will not.
Yeah. So what would be the solution? Because we have eight stores. We have 8 stores that are closed. We have multiple Walgreens that are closed. I don't know. I counted probably 3 or 4 or whatever that are closed. I was away for a while, so there's probably more around the city or less. But I want to know what would be the solution to. We're just not talking about that land per se, just that land, but what would be the solution
in general for our city? You mean
for our city and groceries?
I would say following that example of New York and Atlanta, because as I said, Atlanta has been a successful blueprint of black affluence and black excellence. And another thing that I would like to say that doesn't have as much to do with food, but the area where Walmart is, why wouldn't we decide that would be an HBCU where we teach political science and educate our future judges and attorneys because it's big enough,
and
that whole area.
And plumbers and electricians and
people who could grow healthy food. Because I know Meech is intelligent. I know Brother Meech is intelligent. Well, Winky Meech, he has a couple names on the radio.
Gotcha.
I know he's intelligent enough to know that liquor stores, which he suggests, we have more than enough of those. And he has went on air saying he tries to open liquor stores. Why not? If you want to put money together, let's put money together. Let's call, all of our affluent athletes and people who have made millions of dollars at fast food restaurants and get them to fund HBCU that would be named after Vel Phillips. Why wouldn't we do that?
I like that.
The gentleman who was, I guess his name is Trent, somebody who was coming with the data center. Why wouldn't we have our aldermen sit down and talk to him about that? Because in the Midwest, that's what's needed. Education is lacking. So it could become a school of agriculture, which would feed into the very programs that you're talking about, the grocery stores.
That's right. I like that. Man, Carl, I appreciate it, man. We don't have much time in this hour to really cover everything. But city-owned grocery stores, that's what we're talking about, a city-owned public grocery store. If we can own public parks, if we can own public schools, if we can own public libraries, why can't we own a public grocery store? What is the reason why we can't? I think the other solution is a co-op, is a community-owned food co-op. That's either in conjunction with other co-ops like Outpost, or we reinvest, or we talk about city investing into a company like co-op, like was it Outpost Natural Foods. We talk about investing into them. We look at their model, the co-op model, and we partner with people like that. And then we look at opening up more co-ops where the people actually own a part of the business. And they can participate in actually more savings. That it could be a real partnership. It could be a real partnership. Ray, the CEO of Ray Simpkins, the CEO of Outpost, hit us up. Talk to us. Let us know what you think. We want to hear from you. We want to hear from you. Natural, the co-op. We want to hear from Outpost Natural Foods. We want to understand if this is a partnership that you guys will be able to adhere to at least explore. When we come back, we're going to talk about this exploration of grocery stores in the community because there's a number of ways in which we can attack this. We need to feed people. We'll be back in 2.
Looking for fun, adventure, and family-friendly activities this summer? Discover Milwaukee's Urban Ecology Center with locations in Riverside Park, Washington Park, and Menominee Valley. Explore hiking trails, family programs, outdoor adventures, community events, and opportunities to connect with nature right in your neighborhood. Whether you're looking for a weekend adventure or a summer-long experience, Urban Ecology Center has something for everyone. Learn more and register today at urbanecologycenter.org. Nature is closer than you think.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way, improving lives so everyone can thrive. Where more people can gain access to health care and nutritious food for their tables. Where more community members can benefit from financial education and get connected to local resources for housing support. And where children are given more chances to reach their full potential. Community is where we find our strength and where we share our hope. United is the way. Visit unitedway.org.
Are people around me safe when I vape? Science does not support that belief. Exhaled vape emissions linger in the air, affecting indoor air quality and bystanders in the same space through secondhand exposure. Vaping emissions can also accumulate on clothes, hair, dust, and furniture, leading to exposure risks to bystanders of all ages. And vaping around a pregnant person can lead to serious health impacts on fetal and childhood development. Enough with the puff. Learn more at ul.org/vaping.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Used to carry all the groceries in one trip. Hercules. Simply made it gone in one sip. Too much dip on my chip. Stiff on my jig to get my lip on.
Yes, welcome back. We're picking some grapes. We are cooking these grapes. They've been stomped by some feet up in here, baby. Making some wine, everything. Welcome back to The Grapevine. I'm your host, Manan Sabir of The Grapevine, and you are on the award-winning Truth Radio 101.7 FM. Thank you for tuning in, and we are not done with our grocery store topic. I got other topics to get to, but this is a little hot topic. We might have to stay on this, man, because we're trying to figure out how to make these grocery stores work. A lot of people need to eat. That means, shoot, it's the first of the month. It's that man. They debating on here like it's the first of the month, Zach. Where that man? You the first of the month track. Come on, we got it. Dang. It ain't the first of the month, but they debating on here like it's the first of the month, like they got to go eat. That's the time we just bring the track in.
There was a YouTube ad. It's not going to work. YouTube's not.
Man, before we do the first one, but we go, George, what's up?
Yeah, I just wanted to add into that topic of what we could do for the grocery pandemic we dealing with right now.
Dude, it's a pandemic. You right.
Yes, it's a pandemic for sure. I was thinking more so. I'm thinking more so what we could do is start opening greenhouses. You know what I'm saying? If we gonna do the food co-op, I think especially over at Midtown, we got the space for it. We could do like a greenhouse / food co-op, so then you could get the other stuff that I know people won't like, take meats and stuff like that, but then also have that source of fresh food coming in daily, somewhere that that you can easily access it, and you don't have to worry about going outside of the city for certain vegetables and fruits. You know what I mean?
That's right. Man, that makes so much sense, because I think so. George, where so you would put it? Where's the first place you'll put it?
I would put it over there in Midtown, where they was trying to put that. I believe that's where they was trying to put that data center.
Yep.
I would put that over there instead.
They X'd that out, so they're not putting a data center there. Where else would you put it? Where's the second place?
Second place? Ooh, that's a good question. Let me think. Probably somewhere like closer to North Avenue, like on the north side. I know we got a lot of buildings over there. Maybe even at Milwaukee, the closed Milwaukee Mall. Even somewhere like over there.
Yep.
Just somewhere where it'd be easily accessible. Somewhere that they took even that Pick and Save over there that they closed down on 35th. Yeah.
Yep.
Just somewhere that where it would make sense. Like y'all want to bring something to the economy, right? That's what the businesses, or not the businesses, but that's what the city would want. So might as well do something like that. That's gonna always be in need.
I like that, man. George, thank you. I really appreciate you, man.
Oh yeah, anytime.
Yes, sir. So I think that I think this is a really, really good conversation. I really think this concept is breaking the chains of corporate ownership. That's one. I think also this can take ages of effort, but also we need the wisdom of the community to make this happen. Before we went to break, I talked about Outpost Natural Foods. Outpost Natural Foods can play a big role in this. They actually have a black CEO. His name is Ray Simpkins, and if somebody knows where to find Ray, please pull him out the office, bring him on. We can bring him onto the show, and we can have a conversation. Matter of fact, we can bring him in with the mayor, and we could talk about this. It doesn't have to be a said partnership, but we can talk about how this can work. And we can bring in Venus Williams. We can bring in Will Allen. We can bring in Andre Lee Ellis. We can bring in multiple people to really have a roundtable discussion. We need people who are actually food innovators. And then we can bring in the politicians to talk about how this can be done. Because we need not just the city to have an investment in it, but we also need privately owned operators, even if they are a co-op, to talk about this system, this food apartheid. Not only do we need to do that, but if you look at New Orleans, place like, if you ever been to New Orleans has a really rich history of, and shout out to my good friends out there, my cousins out there, my cousin Kat, and also shout out to my homie Reg. Shout out to y'all and the family. What I learned is that New Orleans has this really rich history of making homes into like restaurants and different types of stores, like actual homes on blocks. Maybe the grocery store doesn't sit in a said place. Maybe the grocery store sits in the middle of the block in a large home. A city-owned home doesn't take a lot, and we set up many little MINI grocery stores. little grocery stores. And then we do like mobile grocery stores. So it becomes an abundance of food, an abundance of healthy food, healthy, nutritious food that people can eat on. It's simple. We got this guy who comes in from the South. He brings watermelon. That's a mobile grocery store. Got another person who comes in to Milwaukee, and what does he bring? Peaches. Those are mobile grocery stores. They're selling a mono fruit, one fruit. But what if we had someone who shopped with them and put it on their cart, on their truck, in their mini grocery store, and then shop? And then we go to those people. What if city of Milwaukee had a city-owned grocery store? Not what if Milwaukee needs a city-owned grocery store to keep prices lower. That is the issue. And one thing the caller made right was that during the pandemic, these companies they raised the prices, which they adjusted their price. It's called price anchoring. They made prices higher. They made prices higher with the same products you were buying at a lower cost prior to the pandemic. And then they kept the prices high. And then they're saying that they're offering you discounts by give you coupons and stuff like that. When in reality, they're going back down to half the original price. This is what they're doing. Simple economics. To pay for what? To pay for their Porsche, pay for their Lexus, pay for their house in the suburbs, whatever they're doing. We're paying for it. So would mobile grocery stores work? Would mobile grocery stores work? Would can you turn corner stores into healthy markets? Can the city have any regulation on this? Cities, instead of building new stores, right? We can help convenience stores carry fresh produce and products, lean meat, healthy milk, healthy snacks, just instead of chips, soda, and candy. People are tired of that. People know that. You look at San Francisco's proposing funds to help transform neighborhood corner stores into affordable grocery markets. Where's the money? Where's the money coming from? This is what we need to adjust to look for. Many cities are now doubling SNAP dollars. You spend 10, you receive 20. $20 worth of fruits and vegetables. So this increases healthy eating, and it supports local farmers. Grocery incentive programs, supporting CSAs. Some cities, they help grocery stores by offering tax incentives. This is all real life information, y'all. This is real life information. So instead of creating grocery ownership, think about it. We got enough churches. We got enough nonprofits, enough philanthropists, enough black entrepreneurs, enough health systems, enough universities, enough foundations. Could Milwaukee build its own grocery ecosystem where it's healthy competition all over the city? And instead of depending on national chains, Kroger, Meijer, these small grocery chains should have their own conglomerate and compete with those large chains. Y'all could win as long as you come together. So imagine City of Milwaukee gave your neighborhood $10 million tomorrow. Would you rather have a new Pick and Save, a community-owned grocery cooperative, a city-owned grocery store, or dozens of fresh food markets? Milwaukee, what would you build? I'm going to go to the chat just a little bit. Teresa Stubblefield 703 said, hi, the greenhouse on Silver Spring is for sale. The greenhouse. Oh, by the military outfit is for sale. It would be perfect. Yes, it would be. Shout out to Will Allen. He was there prior to that. Yeah, it would be. Guaranteed. So food apartheid isn't just about groceries. It's about ownership. If we don't own the places that feed us, we don't control one of the most important parts of our health. And maybe, and just maybe, the next civil rights movement isn't just about voting rights or housing. Those are important, highly important, because they're still being attacked. Maybe it's about who owns the food on our block. Maybe if we start where they're not necessarily attacking us so much, because they're heavily attacking voting rights, heavily attacking housing, heavily. Although they say we need more housing, they're sending developers in, they're sending their developers in. What if we say we need food, and we just start there? We start small, like New Orleans has done. When we come back, we're going to talk some more about our food systems, and we're going to talk about colonization. What did France do that we can do also? We'll be back in 2.
Looking for fun, adventure, and family-friendly activities this summer? Discover Milwaukee's Urban Ecology Center with locations in Riverside Park, Washington Park, and Menominee Valley. Explore hiking trails, family programs, outdoor adventures, community events, and opportunities to connect with nature right in your neighborhood. Whether you're looking for a weekend adventure or a summer-long experience, Urban Ecology Center has something for everyone. Learn more and register today at urbanecologycenter.org. Nature is closer than you think.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
When I met both of them, it was like my missing pieces were found. Like it was just like an instant, these are my kids. If you're considering adopting a teen, just do it. Kids need families. I don't care the age, everybody deserves a family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. A lot of people are familiar with the idea of a pink tax. That's where women tend to pay more for products marketed directly to them. Anagifty Opoku Ajiman is an economist who wants to introduce us to the idea of what she calls the double tax for women of color.
You're not just worried about finding the right beauty products in the store, but sometimes when you go to the store, those beauty products might not even exist. So you have to travel further for those products.
Not having products made for black people readily available is just one example of what Opoku Ajiman calls the double tax. So what solves this?
It can't just be a silver bullet solution coming from one sector. It's going to be a combination of policies, combination of communities, and individual actions.
Anagifty Opoku Ajiman's new book, The Double Tax, How Women of Color Are Overcharged and Underpaid, dives into why it's so expensive to be a woman in America and why being a woman of color often raises that bill even higher. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Welcome back. And the Truth Family Fest, get ready. We need y'all to sign up for the Truth Family Fest. Straight up. It's going to be fire. Get ready. 1017, the Truth Family Fest is back. and it's going to be really, really nice. Join us Saturday, August 22nd from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Riverside University High School for free. It's free back-to-school resources. Free back-to-school resources. Live entertainment, family activities, and community fun. Somebody bring the bubbles out. We got to do like the bubbles and the jacks and the hopscotch. We got to bring that out. Vendors and sponsors can reserve a spot. If you are a vendor and you want to sponsor, please give Sierra Brown an email. Sierra, that's CIERRA.Brown at MilwaukeeBlackMedia.com. And this message is proudly sponsored by Educators Credit Union, American Family Insurance, Milwaukee Public Schools, and Ascension Health. I'm gonna tell you, if you want to bring your family out, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna challenge some people to bring their family out and choose a person from your family to do a push-up battle against me. Do a push-up battle against me if you coming out. I choose your family, choose a family member. I'll be out there, and I'm just gonna have like a little ad hoc area. If you want to come out, choose it. And I don't have anything to offer right now. Man, I will have. Chill out, Zach. Chill out. See, I'm gonna go to our. I'm just gonna go to our next section. We'll go to our next session, man. Oh, this is crazy day. This is a wild day. It's a wild day. I'm gonna leave you right there, Zach. Just pick up where I left off. So we just got finished with a big topic about Milwaukee groceries, and we need people to step on the gas. Maybe I'm talking about this a lot because I'm hungry, or it's because so many people are hungry. We got to figure it out. Now let me take you somewhere else that most of y'all never learned in the Wisconsin history class. Before statehood, before Wisconsin became statehood, there was this place called the Cheyenne Valley out in Vernon County, the largest black farming settlement Wisconsin ever had. Almost 150 black folks at its peak, most of them formerly enslaved, building a farming community, absolute nothing there. They were cooperating, cooperating means that they were bartering and sharing tools and sharing land and stuff like that. Sharing survival. They're sharing that survival in Wisconsin. It gets cold up here too. Down in Grant County, there was Pleasant Ridge. So two brothers, Charles and Isaac Shepard, showed up in 1848 as newly freed men. They worked another man's land just enough to buy their own 200 acres. And by 1895, the settlers of Pleasant Ridge owned over 700 acres together. And that's not a footnote. That's real life. They owned over 700 acres. So that's an empire that's built with nothing but hands and determination, desire. 700 acres. That's a lot of land. But I gotta give you the full weight of it too. Right there, right here in Wisconsin, we have Madison, a black family named the Hendersons farmed the South Side for decades. Then in 1927, a white man murdered the family's son and the grandson over a rumor. We're going to talk about these rumors too, because I got a rumor I want to share with y'all. A rumor somebody said something negative about white folks, of course. The family had to close the farm and sell the land, and it was gone. So that's Wisconsin. That's our history. That is our history. So black farmers have nearly tripled in Wisconsin since 2002. They're real people. They're here, right here in Wisconsin. And carrying this forward is a few people. Kingsley Gorborn, they're smoking chickens out in Mount Horeb, and Yusuf Ben Rella, they're growing heirloom Afro diasporic crops through trade routes. this is absolutely amazing. This article came out, and I'm excited. This is great. Ruthana Hutton Okopaleke she's healing generational land trauma through urban triage. Robert Pierce, 30 years deep, still running South Madison's farmers market. And every single one of them fighting the same wall. It's land access, it's loan denials, you name it. It's still the same thing. Black farmers, they're nationally still get rejected for loans more than any other group of people. There's a $4 billion relief fund for underserved farmers, and it got blocked in court by white farmers who challenged it. Y'all get this, right? $4 billion relief fund for underserved farmers. Mind you that our government just blocked funding, extra funding for black farmers. Absolutely crazy, absolutely wild, diabolical, crash out. This is the definition of crash out. $4 billion gone. Other funds wiped out. Whole departments gone. And now people don't even want these farmers to survive. But look what we're facing. We're facing the fact that we're going to have a shortage of fertilizer really, really soon. And fertilizer is what you need to grow food. And that's everybody across the board. So Milwaukee, we as a people, we don't lack the legacy. We don't lack the blueprint. What we lack is the infrastructure. We lack the infrastructure to let it grow the way it's growing 90 minutes up the road right now. So what are we doing? I want to widen it out just a little bit. What are we doing? Because this isn't just like a New York story, right? Like, we need to, as a people, learn that people like, I'm going to read these names again. People like Kingsley Goborn, he's smoking chickens. So what he did was he ordered a bunch of chickens during the pandemic, and the bottom dropped out. He had I think he had 110 frozen chickens. And what he had the grand idea to do was smoke the chickens and start selling it. Boom. Right away. It clicked, and it went viral for him. Yusuf Ben Rella, he's growing heirloom dire sport crops that are native to people of the African diaspora. No matter what side of the coin you're on in relationship to, if you're got a little bit of black, a half a bit of black, or half a bit of African, whatever it is. If you have a genetic code that relates back to these crops, and that's what he's growing, and that's what he's actually promoting. And then Ruthana Okopaleke is healing land trauma through the urban triage by helping people own land. And then you have Robert Pierce, who's, if y'all ain't never been to the farmers market in Madison, it's a sight to see. It's a sight to see. I'm not saying that our farmers markets are lacking, but we do need more farmers that are black to farm in the back of your house, wherever. Farm. We need you to farm. So these folks are doing it, and they're doing it at the behest of their own will and desire, but they're also doing it because there's a generational and a historical property that they're tapping into in order to farm and feed people. But there's also what they're facing is racism. They're facing heavy racism in trying to receive proper government funding in order for them to continue their race and continue literally their farms, their businesses. It's a $4 billion relief fund that was blocked by the court. And guess who blocked it? Other white farmers. There's a coalition of black farmers. There's a coalition of black farmers. I mean, they were tried to meet with President Trump, and President Trump denied the meeting. He denied the meeting and then cut the funding. This happened recently. Hey, y'all, we're going to continue to talk about what we can do we're going to talk about our food systems. We're going to continue to talk about our food systems and then what we can do to counteract the disinvestment. There's a lot of disinvestment going on. We'll be back in 2 on the Grapevine.
At Milwaukee College Prep, we believe brilliance lives in every child. Here, students are challenged, supported, and celebrated every single day. With small class sizes, dedicated teachers, and a proven track record of academic excellence, MCP is helping Milwaukee kids reach their fullest potential. Enrollment is still open for grades K-3 through 8. Spaces are limited. Apply today. Give your child a school where they'll thrive. Visit mkeprep.com or call today. Milwaukee College Prep, brilliance lives here.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
For 250 years, our armed forces have bravely served America. Wounded Warrior Project honors that legacy by supporting post-9/11 service members and veterans like Anthony, a Marine who was injured by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan.
They carried me through my injuries, not just my physical, but my mental. And seeing other vets doing the same thing helped me tell myself, hey, you can do this.
Join us in honoring warriors at woundedwarriorproject.org/America.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds, about as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables, roll up your windows, don't leave your car running unattended, lock your doors, and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, also call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Grapevine, and we skirted back to our communication with our audience about the groceries, about these groceries. And this has been a hot topic, man. I really appreciate y'all. We winding down. We winding it down. I'm excited for you all to push this city of Milwaukee, push your city, wherever your city is, and if they're losing out on food as a basic need, then we need to talk with, if you need to do what you need to do it. But talking with the city should be one of those need to do's. Talking with your city needs to happen. And I want to widen this out. I want to see what other cities are doing. And we already know what we already built and lost. But we didn't, and I want to tell you that we didn't necessarily build those grocery stores. Grocery stores came in, I think we had general stores, but mid 30s, mid 40s or something. I know my mom's was like, they had grocery stores, but she was on the military base also. So I don't know the history of the military, the grocery stores. We're going to find that out. But I do know is that they changed the game. They took food that they could control and they put it inside of a box. What if you took food that you can control and you put it inside of your refrigerator? You put it inside of a box and you put it inside of your own refrigerator. You cut your own meat. You went hunting or fishing, whatever you need to do, or you went to the butcher, a real butcher, or you went to the slaughterhouse and you went in on a goat, a couple of chickens, a number of chickens. You went in on cows. Some of y'all spend $600-$700 in the weekend. You can buy a $300 cow or a $600 cow or a $900 cow as a couple of families, right? Get that cow, skin the cow, quarter it, or whatever you need to do, chop it up, put it in the deep freezer like grandmama used to do, and then you can eat for 3 families can eat for 6 months a piece off that meat. Grass-fed cow. There you go. Off of one weekend of a $300. Some of y'all are going to spend $300 this weekend. Guaranteed. Or you can just take that $300 and donate it to somebody who needs the meat. You just work with a couple of families. That's how we win. If you want to win, this is how we win. And then you go to the store, you get a gang load of beans, a gang load of rice, keep it in a safe, dry space, and then the families start eating off of that. We got to come together. This conversation isn't going away because we're going to face hard times. And I'm not operating in the soothsayer's delight. We're going to face hard times. This is going to happen. We got high gas prices coming, high oil prices coming. It's going to affect our transportation. Fertilizer is going to start dropping. They have to start raising the price on fertilizer. Farms aren't going to be able to afford fertilizer. This is going to be a long period of time because we got a president who's doing the most, clowning, crashing out. That's what he's doing, crashing out. He a crash out. If y'all want to know who a crash out is, Madison, same state as Milwaukee. They're buying a 24,000 square foot, they got a 15-year lease. Madison does. City of Madison. Buying a 24,000 square foot, they got a 15 years lease to Moore's Market. It's a real Wisconsin family grocer. Atlanta put up $8.1 million for 2 new stores in underserved Atlanta, city of Atlanta. 2 new stores in neighborhoods. Philadelphia has been running their fresh food financing initiative for over 2 decades. They're funding supermarkets in areas that are in food apartheid areas. DC, PC County, that's PG County, that's Prince George's County, they're offering straight tax incentives for cheap, fast. You can start right away. Jacksonville runs a free shuttle from food apartheid areas to real grocery stores. The city of Jacksonville has a free shuttle. Oakland's helping existing corner stores stock like actual real produce, real fruit, real vegetables instead of chips and liquor. Like, we got to do more. And I'll be fair, all this ain't going to just work. All this doesn't always work. If you look at Kansas has a city-owned grocery store, and they couldn't get enough people to shop there. So funding doesn't necessarily mean that you get foot traffic. Funding doesn't mean you get foot traffic. And I want to tell y'all, like, here's the real gut punch. In Milwaukee, I need y'all to sit up for this. We built one of the most celebrated urban farming operations in the entire country, and we let it die. And that's Will Allen. Will Allen had growing power, trained a boatload of people, gang load of people, won the MacArthur Genius Grant, worked like he was on the, I think, Obama committee. And we let it die. We let it die. Nobody built the financial structure to hold it up. So while other cities are doing this with government money, what are we already proving could work? What are we already proving that could work? We already proved that this could work. Co-ops can work. We proved that private land ownership could work with farms that have produce. We already proved that can work. Urban farms. Waterway has it. I don't. Milwaukee's blueprint is sitting right here. It's sitting right here this whole entire time. So the question may not be, can it work? The question is, where do we put it to make it work? Where do we put it to make it work? Milwaukee, this has to be an action. This has to be a place in time that we hold ourselves accountable and responsible for the actions of the kind of other actions of others. Like, okay, we let this grocery store come in here, and we laid down and we started shopping at the place, and then they left and we just laying down. Nah, we mulligan. All right, y'all got us on that. It's a zero-sum game. Now we got to get our legs up on the table. We got to start standing on the table. We can't just start living underneath the table. We got to stand on top of the table. We got to start standing on top of the table. And Milwaukee, that's the show. That is the show. A grocery aisle, a nation's sovereignty are two different sizes of the same exact fight. Who controls what's supposed to be ours? And what we learned today, we didn't even have to look far for the proof that it can work. Because Will Allen built it. Cheyenne Valley built it. The people of Lake Ivanhoe built it. Pleasant Ridge. Madison's building it right now. So here's your assignment. Pick one thing, show up, keep Jade Risers in your name, to somebody who didn't hear it, Jade Riser is a little girl that was shot on Burleigh. Own the land, own the plate, own yourself. I'll see y'all next time, Milwaukee. Keep Jade Risers in your name, and peace.